Part 1. The Echo of Blackwood. They told me the trail at Blackwood Ridge was a straight shot. 3 miles in, loop around the old quarry, and back to the parking lot. A simple hike to clear my head. That was, I don't know how long ago. My watch stopped working hours ago. The hands are frozen at 11:14 p.m., but I know time has passed. I can feel it in the weight of my legs. I can feel it in the dying light of this flashlight. If you are finding this recording, or if you are hearing my voice, don't come looking for me. Whatever you do, stay out of these woods. It didn't happen all at once. It wasn't like a door slamming shut. It was subtle, like a volume knob being slowly turned down. I was walking, listening to the crunch of dry leaves under my boots, the wind in the pine needles, standard noises. And then, I realized I was the only thing making sound. No crickets, no night birds, not even the rustle of a small animal scurrying away. Just the sound of my own breathing and the heavy thud of my boots on the packed dirt. I stopped. I remember stopping right next to a large oak tree with a scar on its bark that looked like a jagged lightning bolt. I held my breath, straining to hear something, anything natural. Silence, but not an empty silence. It was a heavy, pressurized silence, like the air itself was holding its breath, waiting for me to make a mistake. I kept walking. I told myself it was just the atmospheric pressure, maybe a storm coming in, but the path started to feel wrong. I've hiked here since I was a kid. I know the landmarks. There should have been a wooden marker for the split trail. It wasn't there. Instead, the path just stretched on into the darkness, narrowed by overgrown ferns that I didn't recognize. These plants, they looked too pale. Even in the beam of my flashlight, they looked drained of color, like they grew in a place that never saw the sun. I checked my phone. No signal. Just static on the screen for a second before it flickered off. That's when the first wave of real fear hit me. Not the anxiety of being lost, but a primal, reptilian brain warning. The hair on the back of my neck stood up. I started walking faster. The beam of my flashlight cut a cone through the thick mist that had begun to rise from the ground. It wasn't normal fog. It was sticky. It clung to my clothes, cold and smelling faintly of copper and wet rot. That's when I heard it. The echo. I took a step. Crunch. Silence. Then, a split second later, crunch. I froze. The sound behind me stopped, but not instantly. It stopped with a delay. Just a fraction of a second too late to be an echo. I spun around, swinging the light wildly. The beam illuminated tree trunks, gnarled roots, the endless gray mist. Nothing. Just the empty woods staring back at me. "Is anyone there?" I called out. My voice sounded flat, dead, like the trees were absorbing the sound instantly. No answer. I turned back around and started walking again. Slower this time, testing it. Step, crunch, pause, shuffle. It wasn't an echo. It was mimicry. Something was walking behind me, trying to match my pace, stepping exactly when I stepped to hide the sound of its movement. I broke into a jog. The flashlight beam bounced erratically, creating dancing shadows that looked like grasping hands. The footsteps behind me sped up. They didn't sound like boots anymore. They sounded soft. Vit. Like bare meat slapping against the hard earth. Slap, slap, slap. I ran until my lungs burned. I didn't care about the trail anymore. I just wanted to put distance between me and that sound. I scrambled over a fallen log, tearing my jeans, and slid down a muddy embankment. I hit the bottom hard, rolling into a pile of dead leaves. I scrambled up, aiming the light back the way I came, up the slope. Silence again. The mist swirled at the top of the embankment. I waited. 10 seconds. 20. My heart was hammering against my ribs so hard I thought it would crack them. Then I saw it. Just for a second. Up on the ridge between 2 thick pines, something pale moved. It wasn't an animal. Stood upright but wrong. It was too thin. Elongated. Like someone had taken a human and stretched them on a rack until the joints pulled apart. It was white, bone white, almost glowing in the ambient darkness. It ducked behind a tree the moment my light swept near it. It moved with a jerky, unnatural speed like a video glitching. "Who are you?" I screamed. I regret that now. Screaming just told it exactly where I was. I didn't wait for an answer. I turned and pushed deeper into the brush. I had to keep moving. The path was gone, the logic of the forest was broken. Trees I passed seemed to reappear minutes later. I saw the same lightning-scarred oak tree 3 times. I was walking in circles, or maybe the forest was moving around me. I checked my flashlight. The beam was yellowing, dimming. Batteries. I had spares in my pack, but I was terrified to stop long enough to change them. To stop meant letting it catch up. I kept moving, trying to keep my breathing quiet. The smell of copper got stronger. Tasted like blood in the back of my throat. And then the voice started. It wasn't a sound in the air. It didn't come from behind a tree. It blossomed directly in the center of my skull. Cold, oily thought that wasn't mine. Lee. It was my name, but the way it said it, broken into syllables, grinding like stones against each other. Lee. Cold. I stumbled, clutching my head. The intrusion made me dizzy. Felt like dirty water being poured into my ears. You. I swung the light to my left. Nothing. To my right. Nothing. Then I looked up. It was there. Above me. Crouch-perched in the branches of an old pine, maybe 15 feet up. My light caught it fully this time. It was naked, skin-tight against a skeletal frame. No nose, just 2 slits. No ears. And the mouth. The mouth was a vertical slit that seemed stitched shut. But the eyes, they were wide, black orbs, void of any reflection. They were locked onto me. It didn't scream. It didn't roar. It just tilted its head, a slow, twitchy movement, observing me like a scientist looking at a bug in a jar. My hands shook so bad I almost dropped the light. I backed away, not daring to turn my back on it. "Stay back," I whispered, a useless command. The thing unfolded its limbs. They were too long, with extra joints. It descended the tree trunk headfirst, crawling like a spider, its movements silent and fluid. It stopped at the base of the tree, crouched on all fours, its back arched high. It was blocking the only way forward. I slowly reached into my pocket for my knife. It was a small folding blade, pathetic against this thing, but it was all I had. The creature saw the movement. His head snapped toward my hand. Sharp. Toy. The voice in my head mocked. Useless. Took a step toward me. Then another. It wasn't rushing. It was savoring this. It knew I had nowhere to go. The darkness behind me was absolute. The battery in my flashlight flickered, dying for a second, plunging me into total blackness. In that second of darkness, I heard the wet slap of feet rushing forward. I smacked the flashlight desperate. It flickered back on. The creature was gone. The space in front of me was empty, but I could feel the cold breath on the back of my neck. I didn't look. I just ran. I ran blindly into the dense thicket, branches whipping my face, thorns tearing at my jacket. I ran until I couldn't run anymore, and then I kept running. I don't know where I am now. The terrain has changed. The trees here are old, twisted, covered in black moss that looks like hair. The ground is soft, spongy, like walking on flesh. I found a small cave, more of a hollow under a massive root system. I'm squeezed in here now, trying to cover the light of the flashlight, trying to change the batteries with shaking hands. I can hear it outside. It's not hiding anymore. It's walking circles around my hiding spot. I can hear its long fingers dragging against the bark of the trees above me, scratching, testing the wood. Top, top, top. It knows I'm here. It's not attacking. It's playing. Wait, the scratching stopped. The silence is back. That heavy, suffocating silence. I need to move. I can't die in this hole. If I can just find the river, maybe I can follow it downstream. Water leads to civilization. That's the rule. Unless the water here flows in circles too. I'm gonna make a run for it. I have fresh batteries. I have my knife. If you find this footage, if you see what happens next, don't look at its eyes. I think that's how it gets in. I think that's how it finds the door to your mind. Okay, deep breath. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Part 2, the moth and the flame. I'm moving again. I don't know if I'm going in the right direction. The compass on my phone is spinning in circles, totally useless. But I found water. It's a stream, but it's wrong. It's thick, black. It's not reflecting the moonlight because there is no moon anymore. The clouds have sealed the sky like a lid on a coffin. The water, it's moving too fast. And it's silent. A rushing river should make noise, right? It should roar. This flows like oil. I'm following it downstream. Downstream leads out. That's the logic. I have to hold on to logic because everything else is dissolving. The trees here, they've changed. They aren't pines anymore. They are massive, pale giants with smooth bark that feels like cold skin. And the branches, God, the branches look like they are woven together. Like a cage. Snap. To my left. Close. I swing the light. Nothing but the pale trunks. I know you're there. I yell. My voice cracks. It sounds pathetic in this dead air. I am everywhere. The voice in my head is clearer now. Less like a thought. More like a whisper directly behind my eardrum. It's adapting. Learning how to speak to me. You smell like fear and salt. I keep walking, stumbling over roots that seem to shift position when I'm not looking. I need to focus on the stream. Just follow the black water. Wait, up ahead. A light. It's faint, flickering through the dense line of trees, maybe 200 yards away. It's warm, yellow, not the cold, dead white of the creature. It looks like a campfire, or a lantern. Someone is out here. Hey! I scream. Hey! Help me! I start running again. My legs are heavy, like I'm wading through molasses, but the adrenaline spikes. I ignore the burning in my chest. I ignore the voice whispering no, no, no. In my head, the light is getting closer. It's definitely a lantern. I can see it swinging gently. Over here, please. I burst through a thicket of thorns that tear at my face, and I stumble into a clearing. I stop. There is no campfire. There is no tent. There is no ranger. In the middle of the clearing, hanging from a low branch by a frayed rope, is a lantern. It's an old, rusted camping lantern, swinging back and forth in a wind that I can't feel. And beneath it is a pile of clothes, a red jacket, hiking boots, a backpack ripped open, contents spilled into the mud. I walk toward it, drawn in like an idiot moth. I shine my flashlight on the jacket. It's wet, soaked, not with water. It's dark, sticky red. I step closer. The lantern swings. Screech, screech. The metal handle grinding against the branch is the only sound in the world. Then I see the hand. It's severed. Just a hand, lying in the mud near the boots. It's clutching a set of car keys. I back away. The bile rises in my throat. This is a trap. It's a bait station. Smart boy. The voice laughs. It's a dry, rattling sound inside my skull. He thought he was fast, too. I spin around, aiming the flashlight at the tree line. The clearing is a perfect circle. The pale trees stand like prison bars all around me. And then I see them. Not one. 3 of them. They are emerging from the mist on the other side of the clearing. 3 pale, elongated figures. One is crawling on the ground, its limbs twisted like a broken spider. One is standing upright, impossibly tall, its head brushing the lower branches. The third is crouched, watching me with those black, void eyes. They aren't rushing. They are coordinating. The one on the ground opens its mouth. The jaw unhinges, dropping down to its chest. A sound comes out. It's not a roar. It's a recording. Hey, help me. Over here. It's my voice. It's mimicking my scream from 5 minutes ago. Perfect pitch. Perfect desperation. The tall one tilts its head and adds its own sound. Please, is anyone there? That's my voice from an hour ago. They are playing with me. They are replaying my fear back to me. I can't fight this. There are too many. I turn to the only gap in the trees, the way the Black River flows. I sprint. I hear them behind me. They aren't trying to be quiet anymore. They are crashing through the brush, heavy and fast. I hear the wet thuds of their hands hitting the earth. They are hurting me. They want me to go this way. I don't care. I just run. The flashlight beam is shaking violently. The world is a blur of gray mist and black water. The ground suddenly drops away. I slip. I slide down a steep bank of mud and rock. I tumble, hitting my shoulder hard against a stone. I roll into the water. It's freezing. It burns like liquid nitrogen. I scramble up, gasping, soaking wet. My flashlight, miraculously, is still in my hand, still on. I aim it across the river. The water isn't a stream anymore. It has widened into a lake. A black, stagnant lake that stretches out into the fog. And in the middle of the lake, my God, standing in the water waist-deep are people. Dozens of them. They are facing away from me. Men, women. Some in hiking gear. Some in old clothes that look like they're from decades ago. They are standing perfectly still like statues. Their heads are bowed. I shine the light on the closest one. A woman in a blue windbreaker. "Hey!" I whisper. She doesn't move. I wait a step deeper. Are you okay?" Slowly, agonizingly slowly, she begins to turn. The water doesn't ripple around her. She turns fully around. She has no face. Where her face should be, the skin is smooth and blank. No eyes. No mouth. Just a sheet of pale flesh. But I can hear her. I can hear all of them. A chorus of voices explodes in my head at once. A cacophony of screams, whispers, and cries. "Run, Liam. Join US Liam. The flesh is weak. He is hungry. Is cold. Open the door." The noise brings me to my knees. I clutch my head, dropping the flashlight into the shallow water. The beam shines up from under the surface, lighting the scene from below in a ghostly green glow. The faceless woman starts to walk toward me. The others start to turn. The lake is waking up. I grab the flashlight from the water. I scramble back up the muddy bank, clawing at the roots. "Where are you going, Liam?" The primary voice, the creature's voice, cuts through the chorus of the faceless dead. It dominates them. The party is just starting. I reach the top of the bank. I look back one last time. The three pale creatures are standing on the shore. They aren't entering the water. They are watching, waiting. The tall one raises a long skeletal finger and points. Not at me. Points past me, deeper into the woods. It points toward a structure I hadn't seen before because of the fog. An old stone tower. It looks ancient, crumbling, covered in ivy. It stands like a tombstone among the trees. "Go." The voice commands. "Go to the heart." I don't want to go there. Every fiber of my being says that tower is the end. That tower is the mouth of the beast. But the faceless things are coming out of the water. And the pale hunters are flanking me. They have left me only one path. I turn toward the tower. I start to walk. My boots squelch with black water. My hands are numb. I'm not running anymore. I'm marching. I'm going to see what lives in the tower. I'm going to look it in the eye. If this is how I die, I want to see the face of the thing that kills me. The tower isn't made of brick. Up close, I can see that now. It's carved from a single massive piece of black stone. It looks like a jagged tooth punched up through the gums of the earth. There are no seams. No mortar. Just cold, slick rock that seems to absorb the beam of my flashlight. I'm standing at the base. The entrance is a dark archway. No door. Just a gaping hole breathing out stale, frigid air. I don't want to go in. Every cell in my body is screaming at me to run back to the lake. Back to the faceless things. Anything is better than this. But I hear them behind me. The slap, slap, slap of wet hands on the ground. The clicking of joints. They aren't hiding anymore. They are herding the cattle into the slaughterhouse. I step inside. The air changes instantly. The smell of the forest, the rot, the wet earth vanishes. Here it smells like dust and ozone, like the air before a lightning strike. My flashlight beam cuts through the gloom. It's a spiral staircase. Narrow, steep, steps worn down in the center by centuries of feet. I start to climb. Step, scrape, step, scrape. My boots are heavy with mud. My legs are trembling so bad I have to use my hand against the wall to steady myself. The stone is freezing. It feels like touching dry ice. I shine the light on the walls as I climb. There are scratches. Thousands of them. At first they look random. Then I look closer. They are names. Sarah, 1998. David,
2004, Elena.
2012. And messages. Don't look up. It wears your face. I am still here. I swallow dryly and keep climbing. The staircase seems endless. I'm spiraling up into the dark throat of this place. Below me, I hear the entrance darken. The sound of shuffling enters the tower. They are inside. They are following me up. I climb faster. My breath comes in ragged gasps. My chest feels like it's filled with broken glass. Almost home. Liam. The voice is deafening now. It's not in my head anymore. It's vibrating in the stone walls. It's coming from above. I round the final curve of the stairs. The steps end. I'm in a circular room at the top of the tower. The ceiling is high, vaulted. In the center, there is no furniture.
No throne.
Just a large, circular hole in the floor, separate from the stairs like a well. And above it, a matching hole in the ceiling, showing the black, starless sky. But it's what is on the walls that stops my heart. Mirrors. Dozens of old, cracked, dirty mirrors hanging on the black stone. I spin around, my flashlight dancing over them. In every reflection, I see myself. Wet, muddy, terrified, eyes wide, skin pale. 1,000 versions of a dying man. Show yourself. I scream. I'm here. What do you want? From the shadows on the far side of the room, a figure steps out. It steps into the beam of my light. I lower the flashlight. My hand goes numb. It's not a monster. It's not the pale thing. It's not a faceless ghost. It's a man. He is wearing a torn blue flannel shirt. Jeans covered in mud. One hiking boot, one bare foot. He has a scar on his chin, the same scar I got falling off a bike when I was 7. He is me. He looks exactly like me, but clean, dry, rested. And he is smiling, a smile that doesn't reach his eyes. His eyes are the void, black, endless. Hello, Liam, he says. His voice isn't the broken, scratching sound anymore. It is my voice. It is my voice, recorded and played back with perfect clarity. What are you? I whisper. I am the echo, the thing says. It walks toward me. It doesn't walk with a limp like I do right now. It moves smoothly. I am the reflection that stayed when you looked away. It stops 3 feet from me, tilts its head, just like the creatures in the woods. Why? Ask. Tears are running down my face. I'm backing up, but I hit the wall. I'm trapped between the mirrors and the monster wearing my skin. Because the forest is hungry, it says softly. But it cannot leave the woods. Needs a vessel. It needs a car. It needs a life. It reaches out a hand. My hand. You were so tired, Liam. You've been running for so long. Even before you came to the woods, you were running, weren't you? Running from your job. Running from your empty apartment. Running from the silence in your own head. The thing steps closer. I can smell it now. It smells like new rain. It smells clean. You were already hollow. It whispers. I'm just filling the space. I lunge with the knife. A desperate, final strike. The thing catches my wrist. His grip is like iron. It doesn't even flinch. It twists my arm, and the knife clatters to the stone floor. It leans in close. His face is inches from mine. Shoo! It soothes. It's over now. You don't have to be Liam anymore. Being Liam is hard. Being Liam is painful. Places a hand on my chest. I'll take it from here. A jolt of cold electricity slams through my body. I can't move. Paralysis spreads from my chest outward. My legs give out, but the thing holds me up. I feel fading. It's not like dying. It's like being erased. My memories are slipping away. My mother's face? Gone. My address? Gone. The color of my car? Gone. He is taking them. I can see it in his black eyes. As he drains me, his eyes change. The black recedes. Iris's form. Brown. My eyes. He blinks. He takes a deep breath. A human breath. He lets me go. I collapse to the floor. I am heavy. I am empty. I am just a shell. I try to speak, but my mouth won't work. I have no words left. He has them all. The man who looks like me stands over me. He adjusts his shirt. He picks up my flashlight. He looks at it, turns it over in his hands, testing the weight. He looks down at me with pity. Thank you for the ride, he says. He turns to the recording device. My phone. Lying on the floor where I dropped it. He crouches down. He picks it up. The camera is still rolling. He looks directly into the lens. My face, my eyes, my smile. If you are watching this, he says to the camera, his voice smooth, charming, human. Don't worry about the stories. The woods are beautiful this time of year. You should come. You should really, really come visit. He winks. I'll be waiting for you. He reaches for the button. The screen goes black.